out and crack. Are you with that? I want big racks, I'm gon' flock, I'm gon' stack. They see me and they know to run. My Glock a golden gun. How you tryna beef with me? You don't even own a gun. Yo, little homie die, you ain't Blick Black. Who gave little folks a gun? There's no space or time. We haven't heard from this man in 5 years. I don't even remember what the last record sounded like. Actually, I'm lying. I can't say that. It's impossible to forget. I missed you. Feature list is stacked from Lil Uzi. That's really all I remember right now. So yeah, I don't know what I want from this Zay project. I guess expecting vibes is the most that I can grab right now. The house is burning. I don't know, is the tape that fire? Like, is that what you're trying to insinuate here? This like excruciatingly hot day is what can be imagined on the sun's tirade. And now we have this record, The House is Burning. What is his fixation with heat? First track is titled Darkseid. The way it's spelled is really, oh shit, it's classic. Yeah. Pause, nigga, the fuck? I put the button like 8 times. Already, bro. We getting these soulful vocals in the back. Now I gotta hear this shit. Now I gotta listen to it. Oh my god. Whoa, 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 whoa. My nose is very dry, thank you. You don't know how many times I was told that when I was young. Ever gonna keep your mind blown? My nigga maintain the wheel. My partner know I just came back. See, I've been dead for real. That intro is nuts. You know, repetition isn't my best friend, but I do like how, to me, it benefits that song a bit. The goal, you know, it doesn't matter what I have to do as long as I get to the end goal with my head on my shoulders, the people that I love still safe, you know, pat on the back for making it out of whatever your circumstances are. The next track features Lil Uzi from The Garden. Hey, what possessed him to do this? To just have this hard ass soul intro and then boom, nothing. Like, we don't need that no more. You still need that. And first of all, you were not fucking on my cousin. My cousin. Oh, I don't even want to know what Uzi about to do to this. Sirens in the back, or not sirens, but it's almost like an alarm, a tornado warning type beat. Wow, I really said that. How you gonna say that? Like, that's such a flex. That's a big flex. Being aware of how in demand your music is to the point where you just like, yeah, the shit leaked. Like, that's what people gotta do. I really love that song. The outro is very nostalgic. I love as they're entering their next verse, how this background almost has like this warped kind of alarm-like sound effect. I really like that as they enter both of their verses. I thought that maybe the third verse from Isaiah Rashad wasn't as strong as his initial verse, and maybe it wasn't as necessary. The song honestly could have ended after Uzi gave his verse. I mean, I think the song was that good. The hook is good. The hook came from Isaiah, I think, 3 times. And that would have been fine. R.I.P. Young is track number 3. Sound like some southern shit. These drops. I think my favorite part of that track was really there are pieces laid throughout it where, you know, it may not be a direct paying homage to an artist that may have lost their life young, but just the acknowledgement of, you know, having to keep your head on a swivel because people are going to hate you for being young, being black, being successful, having a goal, you know, having something that you do and something that you're doing well. We already heard Lay With Ya and Headshots, so we're going to go right to Claymore. Oh shit, that's a Smino, yo. Yeah. Threesome vibes. Everybody's high to have fun. Boom, threesome. Every 2 live, every 3 live, every time I see. Dog, this nigga is smooth. Smino is, it can't be touched, really, honestly. Like, I don't know, bro. Obviously, he's being touched on this song, which is why he sounds like this. But I mean, just in general, like, There's no feature that's as smooth as this dude. Should have had a longer verse. Another good, wavy, enjoyable vibe. Y'all know I hate the word vibe, so you know it's serious when I say the word vibe. Out of body kind of track. Very smooth, easy to fall into a trance kind of song. Musically induces a sense of relief and euphoria, I feel like. Track number 7 is All Herb. Ooh. This feels pretty lo-fi too. Okay, I like this part a lot more. Yeah, that wasn't my favorite track. I think Amindi carried for me mostly because of Zay's delivery. I don't think for a track like this that has a backdrop that's already kind of lo-fi, a laid back, smooth kind of demeanor really works to help him stand out from it. So he just kind of blends in with the track as opposed to standing atop it. Amindi, I hope I'm pronouncing the name right, just kind of worked to, you know, make the song a little bit more lively, a little bit more vibrant than it would have been otherwise. Her beginning contribution actually reminded me a little of Suzanne Vega's Tom's Diner. I don't know why. I think it's like similar melody and vocals maybe. I don't know for sure, but it reminded me of that in the beginning. Track number 8 is Hey Miss. I'll leave right now, Cal. Leave then, nigga. Oh, all right, stay. Never mind. I thought he said bitch you ugly. A similar track that's just wavy, vibey. It's clear that this is a Smoker's album. It's clear that he made this high for the most part. There's this mist to a bunch of these tracks, this laid back demeanor and this tone from Isaiah that just says, I just rolled up, man. I just rolled one up and I'm chilling. On one hand, that's good for maintaining and keeping a vibe up for the entirety of an album. On the other hand, it can be a drawback because where's the excitement? When do you get out of this high zone, out of this laid back position and say, nah, this is my album. Like, let me know why. Let me let people know that this isn't just something to play in the background. Don't get me wrong. I still like these songs and I'm still going to play them. But to give myself like some fuel, like, nah, this ain't gonna be it. Track number 9 is True Story with Jay Rock and Jay Worthy. But what about Jay-Z? Oh, yeah. Oh, whoever is on the bass. Oh, what song this is reminding me of? It's not the Busta Rhymes song. It's got a similar like bass guitar intro, but I don't remember what it is. That blended in beautifully. Her voice and the production, that was a beautiful blend. Oh! J-Rock is the most underrated member of TDE. He has to be. He has to be. This dude's energy when he be on tracks, man, y'all cannot deny that. Getting off this weight like it's keto. I like that song. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be honest with you, it wasn't because of Zayd. Like that was my thing. Like from the last track, he can have such a vibe and a wave about him that I won't say forgets to contribute to the track, but he blends into it, I think, too much right now. And, you know, his features end up taking the spotlight. His features end up taking the show. J-Rock on that track was great. Jay Worthy on that track was great. Their deliveries, their energy, what they had to say, it stood out so much more, you know, because they aren't trying to exist within the track. They're contributing to it, not trying to be in it. But that might also be some people's love for this album, you know, that aesthetic, blending the artist and the music, that might work for a lot of people. But to me, it doesn't fix this issue of looming background music. Track number 10 is What You Said, featuring, I'm not trying to pronounce, I am Dochi. These cowbells are everything right now. Bring that shit back, bro. Oh no. No! Wait! No! Who is this? Oh, we ain't even. I thought that was SZA for a second. I know that's disrespectful. I'm sorry, whoever you are. Call, or are you I am Dope? I don't know. I'm sorry, my bad. But I thought it was SZA for a second. Oh my! What You Said, my favorite track. That's crazy how that's my favorite. That's crazy how I said it was gonna be good before it even dropped. Cause I already knew. I was already knowing. She rode that. She rode that. That track was hers. Isaiah did well on that track too, though. He did something to separate himself from the production, and I really like that. Again, this production on this track sounds dreamy, equally as wavy. Very low key, very evening-esque music. Track number 11 is Don't Shoot. Whoever's on sax, bro, stop it. Man, that track took me out. You know what this track feels like? It feels like a huge wave is coming at you, but you can still see the sun through the water. That's literally impossible. You would die in seconds. I just felt so immersed and submerged with whatever ingredient or drug was in that track. I don't know. It's like a vacation from mental captivity, you know, where you feel like a slave in your own body or a slave to routine. And then this is almost like a form of escapism, a slight vacation out of it, where you don't necessarily have to control anything or steer yourself in any direction, but you know, even without the direction, you'll be fine, you'll be safe. YGTUT I have not listened to in a long time. Well, I won't say I haven't listened to him in a long time. I feel like a project, I feel like he hasn't dropped in a minute, and maybe he has, I just haven't been checking. Last thing I really went crazy about for him was I think Preacher's Son. Oh my god, who was on guitar? Oh my. Oh my, yes, Lord. Yo, you should have put Smino on this one, low key. Tell me YGTUT does not sound like Future, but a dude who enunciates better. Like, don't talk, just ponder on the thought and don't talk for the rest of the day. That guitar! I like his descending flow as a part of the hook. I think that was part of the hook. Man, I feel like my body's just loose right now. And that guitar, you know, during the entirety of the track, that works to such this song's benefit. It's the most ear-grabbing, addicting part of the song. 9-3 freestyle. The way you suck a dick, you get a Prius. So she basic. Yo, who hurt you? So clearly, you know, some girl tried to flex on Zay, and he wasn't having it, and told her, hey, your head game, it's not even that great for you to be talking crazy to me. So I don't know, I like freestyle because it just shows, you know, I'm still with the bullshit. Score featuring SZA and Black. I've been waiting on this one. Any beats? It's got a little, it's very light. It's like the lightest of seasoning, but it's got a little West Coast flavor. God damn. Oh, y'all not gonna say it with me now? Okay. Now y'all wanna say it. All right. Hey, SZA, please. He is going crazy. I think SZA, there's an argument for me for SZA being the new Brandy. Now, I know a lot of people are going to just say Brandy's an icon in her own right, which she is, you know. I'm not denying Brandy's vocal capability. She's always been one of my top singers. But SZA, I feel like she's entering that lane of just such recognizable of a voice and so strong at the same time, but to a point where it's not something that you ever really get tired of hearing, you know? I'll never get tired of hearing Brandy, but I'll never get tired of hearing SZA. That's what I mean. Way high on the highway, the dress make you pop like Believer. Play right, goddamn. Oh, that he tried to get me with that one. He tried it. Like I wasn't gonna catch that. That's crazy. Make you pop like Believer. You think you slick? You ain't slick. I'm not crying. While I love that song, I do feel like Zay was a little overshadowed. I really feel like SZA and Black were the only contributors to that track. It's unfortunate, man. Like, sometimes I need him more. Sometimes he's just right, you know? But I never really feel like he's too much. This is going to be taken out of context. I already know it, but fuck y'all. I like this, though. I do. Even though I didn't feel, and I probably have to listen to it again, maybe it's just in my head in comparison, I just didn't feel like he was up to snuff. But it's still a great track. Like, I'm not skipping his verse. I just don't remember it. You know what I mean? It's hard to stand out when it's a love or R&B centric track and you've got two good R&B singers that can carry a song by themselves and together without you. It's hard to do that, you know? So you got to make a strong effort, a strong contribution. And that's just where I feel like he fell short in that instance. But it's still a great song. It's still because of him. You know what I mean? Title track at number 15. Somebody fucking in your window? Oh, never mind. Oh, I get it now. His house is his mind. My mind is melting. I get it. Whole album solved. I cracked the code. Right now, he's just right. Yo, oh my God. Twigs, where you at? Exactly. The last leg of the album is where I'm really like catching my stride as like a Zay fan. I really like this last. I mean, there are bits throughout the whole record, but like for these last couple records from Don't Shoot, Chad, 9-3 Freestyle Score, The House is Burning, these have been great. B to you. Is that happy birthday to you?
Yourself straight. Who the fuck is you gonna help me? I pray for many Thanksgiving. My dream too big for this city. In Myrtle Beach, a vacation. I can't go far as Nevada.
Dude, this is crazy. See, I tell you to pick up the slack a little bit, and you out here being the front runner employee of the month.
I'm your favorite pop on your beach. Smoke the meanwhile. Waiting, got my tolerance. I want it for repeating. A cycle would be the worst way. Them hoes always calling my number like this.
Oh my God, dude, this might be my. I ain't gonna say that. I'm trying to breathe, well, with my eyes.
Hoes always treating my Johnson like he a person. No matter what.
All right, bruh. That line is so just. Oh my God, dog. Why does this have to happen? Bitches really be treating your shit like it's some shit. Like, you know that's me, right? The fuck is you doing? Bro, this is payback for the last 5 years. You giving it to me right now, bro. I'm musically getting my back blown out right now, bro. Okay, see, that's what I like. If it's gonna be 5 minutes, change it up. You know what I'm saying? Hello? Isaiah Rashad is the only artist who's allowed to call his music a vibe. I really like that track a lot. The gripe that I have with it more so is just how it could have just been two separate tracks because there wasn't a transition within the cut smooth enough to merit it just being one song. It's just a pretty abrupt cut. I won't say too abrupt of a cut, but it's a fade out. And then we, kind of enter a new song with no real transition. And it does take a minute before the actual next part of the song comes in. So unless there's a music video that perfectly kind of describes or can put those pieces together, I'd rather just have these just be two separate songs. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, especially the first half. I think the second half is reminiscent, 70s romance movie soundtrack. What do I think about the whole record? There's this strength at its core. The strength at this album's core to me is its ability to make you feel warm. It's this ability to make you feel alive despite not doing much to excite you, not needing to be too loud or not needing to be too in your face or too abrasive to prove that you exist, to prove that you're really here. Every track is a pretty soft wake up for the most part. When we go into the conceptuality of some of these tracks, it's not really too much to chew on, which to me I find a little bit better because a lot of the time these tracks can just appear as, kind of lost in thought. And the vibe or the place that some of the production on these songs, the place that they take you, it kind of merits you not really having to think about much. So sometimes when he's speaking, some of his words seem to get lost in the production or lost over him rapping too fast or almost toppling over himself because they really don't matter sometimes. It's just the escape that's the biggest focal point. And that is kind of my takeaway from a good deal of some of these tracks is that we're all kind of on this journey escaping for a moment or two together, and whatever you're escaping from doesn't matter as long as you're in this space. It's almost as if talking about those things with such clarity would bring you back down to reality where you are trying to essentially escape from. There's some soul, some neo soul, some southern inspired music all throughout this. It's gravitational pull, you know. It always feels like you're being included or sucked into these tracks, whether it's content or production. It all feels very inviting. It's almost like being invited to a party from this person that you really have no information about. And he, as the host, has done such a good job in creating an atmosphere to not ruin your high that you almost don't even feel like you're there with anyone else. Speaking of not being there with anyone else, there are records on this album where I'm just like, Zay is not there enough, in my opinion. Track Score with SZA and Black is a huge example of that. Also, the track with Smino, in my opinion. Another track where this happens is the track with J-Rock and Jay Worthy. Duke Deuce, Amindi. The features just steal the spotlight from Zay, and though I do like how laid back he can be, a big gripe that I have with this record is his inability almost to stand out when he's in the same room or in the same track with an artist that he listens to or an artist that he knows about. It's almost like these tracks were tailor-made more so for the artist that was featured as opposed to Zay himself. Even though he can handle the track, it seems, when I hear the person that is featured on the track, I'm like, why doesn't this just belong to them? Why even contribute to the song at all when there's not much that you're contributing to it? And some of those songs end up being good still, but this being an Isaiah Rashad record, I need to come away with more from Isaiah than I do from his features, and I just didn't feel like I did that this time around. But when Isaiah goes and he gets his soul right, and he gets his flow perfect, and the instrumental is filled with soul, oh my God, does he completely create captivating tracks. And I feel like he definitely did that with the final track. I really enjoyed this record. A couple shortcomings, in my opinion, prevent it from being his best, but this is still a really good effort, in my opinion. I like it. You let me know how you felt about it in the comment section down below. How do you feel about this new Isaiah Rashad project? Do you feel like it was worth a 5-year wait or not? Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace. My house is burning because it is heat.